Atlas has been delayed again. The one bright spot for those of us eagerly anticipating this upcoming pirate MMO survival game is that there is an amazing new trailer. However you feel about the delay, you can't be upset about this trailer. It is so good and has so much stuff in it that it will probably keep us busy, those of you watching this channel, for another 2 days. The trailer will be playing while I talk in the background and will probably loop about 3 times while I talk about the delay, because I got a lot to say, guys. First of all, a little update on the channel. Before I did any Atlas content, we were getting around 3,000 views a day. Today is close to 40,000. So you guys are excited for Atlas, and you have clearly been appreciating my content on it and consuming it voraciously. I thank you for that. I will let you know that my history began with Ark Survival Evolved, and most of my subscribers came for that game. Most of my views came for that game, and most of my videos are on that game, so I know Ark well. And I know the way that Wildcard does their games. I have sat by my keyboard after delay and delay and delay for aberration, for extinction. I have learned to wait and to expect the worst. With that in mind, when Grapeshot, who is essentially Studio Wildcard, announced the first delay of Atlas, I made a video saying, Atlas is delayed, don't be mad. This time, you can be mad, and I'm frankly a little upset with the way that they have gone about this delay. I could support another delay. I can't support this delay. The first delay was announced 2 days before the upcoming release date, and it was a 6-day delay. So I made a video defending that. We got lots of notice, and they gave themselves lots of time. 2 things they don't usually do. This time, the delay wasn't even announced. There is still nothing on their Twitter, and the only acknowledgement that the game has been delayed is in their Discord, where it quickly got buried. They have changed, surreptitiously and sneakily, if you ask me, all of the dates from December 19th to December 21st, and are essentially pretending as if that was the day they announced. It's really not cool. I want to have their backs. I made the first video, and some of you didn't like that stance. You didn't like the don't be mad argument. My viewers and fellow content creators, if you dive into the comments of my video on the first delay, you can see a back and forth between me and Jade from Jade Plays Games, who also has been making great Atlas preview content. If you haven't been watching his channel, we're not mad at each other, guys, but he did take offense to my arguments in that video. I want to support these guys. I really do. I'm super optimistic about the potential of Atlas, and I really thought the last delay was a refreshing change from the way they usually delay things. This, I have to say, is the worst delay ever in the history of Grapeshot and Wildcard. There is no announcement of it. They changed the dates by 2 days and released this new trailer. It is an awesome new trailer. Maybe the best one I've seen for Ark or for Atlas, and super in-depth. There is so much we can dive into. To keep ourselves busy for the next 2 days, do not worry. I will find a way to get you guys some content that is relevant and up-to-date. But they knew this delay was coming. Otherwise, why release the trailer when they did? They knew it was coming and didn't give us any notice. And instead of announcing it, they just changed the dates. That's really not cool, if you ask me. I am one of the people that wants to support them. I want to have their back, and I don't want to be one of the negative voices. But in this case, I can't help but be upset. There is no warning, and it seems to me to be a little disrespectful to the community to just change the dates. That is so messed up. So, my opinion, worst delay they have ever done. The bright spot, of course, is this trailer. Now, you guys have watched it at least once, and it will loop again while I talk. There is so much in here, and I will find a way to keep us busy. There are a lot of things we can do in the meantime, guys. Since I made my first big video, obviously I did one before it, but my first big video on Atlas was the one on creatures. I looked at how many of the 50 creatures we have found and managed to confirm so far. At this point, between this video and the daily screenshots, we have a lot to go on, and I'm thinking we should revisit creatures, see how many we can get to. I'm sure you have spotted creatures as the trailer plays, let me know in the comments. I'm sure I will notice most of the ones you noticed, but there are ones I may miss. So let me know in the comments, and if you would love to see a new video on all of the creatures we know about so far, it will be much more in-depth than the first one, and I don't think I will necessarily be rehashing old things. We'll go very quickly through horses and bears and all the things we already knew were in the game, and we can focus in on snakes and giraffes and tigers and rhinos and ostriches and sailfish and marlins and all the things that are in this trailer and in the new screenshots. So if you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments what creatures you see and if you'd like to see that video. The next question is this: do I just do a straight trailer breakdown? There are 70 or more individual shots in this video. Ships, building, creatures, there's a lot going on. And we could spend a lot of time breaking that thing down. Or is there another gameplay preview I can do? At this point, we have covered creatures, but also ships, exploration, and combat. I kind of finished all my Atlas ideas and was ready for the release, so I need some new ones. If there is something specifically that you would like me to make a video on, do let me know in the comments below. Now, let's talk about a couple of the reasons that this thing might have been delayed. The first one that jumps to my mind is servers. Each instance of Atlas, the PvE and PvE versions for both North America and Europe, a total of 4 Atlas worlds, each of them is going to run on 1,000 servers. You are going to travel from server to server as you sail the globe. It is a crazy complex system, and I have contacts at a server hosting company, G-Portal, and I was asking them what they know so far. They really don't know much, guys. They're kind of in the same boat as us. They're waiting to get the info on how this is going to work. You can pre-order servers with them right now, but they still don't know how it's going to work. So my biggest thought is that the time they are taking the next 2 days for the delay, that's not a delay because they didn't announce a delay, they just changed the dates. Yes, I'm salty. My thought is that they are probably working on servers and how they're going to mesh together, how you're going to travel from one to the next, and how this massive world is going to exist and be playable at launch. My other theory, and this is one that I very much hope isn't true, is that the delay might be related to this Christmas stuff. This new trailer contains a shot with Christmas stuff. Penguins and whole villages. If they've thought about adding a Christmas event, Christmas content, that's a lot of work, and it's kind of a poor use of resources. I would love if they took the energy that they've put towards creating Christmas content that probably wasn't in the initial plans for the game. This is my theory. We announce a delay. We have 6 days. That feels like lots of time. What extra stuff can we add? Let's do some Christmas stuff. If that's the thought process, and Christmas wasn't going to be a part of this game from the beginning, I hate that. I wish that you hadn't bothered. We have raptor claws and gacha claws flying around Ark right now. We don't need Christmas content in this pirate game. So if, worst case scenario, this delay is related to the Christmas stuff, I'm super grumpy about it. But let's just go ahead and hope that isn't the case. I hope it's not the case. There's such amazing stuff in this trailer, guys. I watched it live with my friend Tagback TV. He and I will be doing Atlas content together when the time comes that we can eventually dive into this game. We watched this simultaneously together. In the last 30 seconds, I said to myself, not to myself, I said to him, this trailer is so epic, there's no way this game is coming out on time. I thought, if you're going to make a trailer this good, and it is really, really good, why would you release it the minute before the game comes out? And head to Twitter, there's nothing. Head into the description of the video, and it has a thing saying Atlas will be out December 21st. No mention of a delay. No heads up. Just change the dates. And hope we don't notice. Well, we noticed, guys. And the guy who's been sitting here wanting to have your back, taking hate for having your back on the first delay, isn't happy. If anybody is going to support you through this, it was going to be me, and I'm not ready to do that. So you're burning some bridges, and you're making people pretty darn upset. We will do our best, guys, to fill the next 2 days. I have mentioned creatures. I have asked you what gameplay previews you would like to see, and how in-depth we should go with a trailer breakdown. This trailer contains polar bears and penguins. It has building. It has more stuff on ships, including triangular sails. We see new islands. We see the massive Kraken monster by night. There is so much going on that we could spend a lot of time delving into it. We see the desert biome for the first time in video format. We see snakes. We see ostriches. There's a lot of stuff going on. So if there's something specific about the trailer we should dive into, be sure to let me know. If there's a gameplay aspect that you would like me to preview, we can definitely do that. And if you would like to see me revisit creatures and do a new count, start with 1 and work our way up towards 50 and see how far we can get. I forgot to mention mermaids in this dang trailer. So those we knew they were confirmed, but now I have footage of mermaids. So we could really make a great new creatures video, and I think I am probably going to do that. All of that said, guys, I'm bummed about the release being backed up. And my anger is on your behalf. I really think this is the worst delay they've done. Selfishly, I'm not terribly upset, guys. Since the first delay, the channel has gone from 3,000 views a day to 40,000 views a day, and all of the content I created was about to become largely irrelevant once the game was released. Now those videos are going to continue to entertain and inform people for the next 2 days. From a selfish point of view, I think I'm okay with it. What I'm not okay with is the way that they did it. It's really unfair to the audience that has been waiting for this game to just change the dates and not apologize and not announce it. That sucks in the biggest way. I have sat through a lot of delays. We could make a top 10 list of which ones are the worst, and if we did, this would be number 1. I'll say it one more time. I wish I could have your back, Wildcard, Grapeshot, but I can't. I really can't. One last thing, for those of you that are curious, what's the difference between Grapeshot and Wildcard? Grapeshot is making Atlas, Wildcard is making Ark. How different are those groups? I see some people saying they're not different at all. I see some people saying they're totally different. Here's the bottom line. Here's who we know crosses over. The co-creative directors of Ark are Jeremy and Jesse. They are also the co-creative directors of Atlas. They lead Studio Wildcard and they lead Grapeshot Games. The community director of Atlas is Jat. We all know and love Jat from his time as Ark's community director. Is that the right term? Community manager, I think might be the right term. The person who made every Ark trailer is Chris, and he's the one person that I have met. We met in the first days of Ark, in the first month of Ark at the very least. And he has made the trailer that is played 3 times in the background while I've blabbed, and I will say this, that is one person you definitely shouldn't be mad with. Don't send any tweets his way. This is the best trailer we've ever seen. He's not in charge of PR, and he's not in charge of delays. But there is a fairly big crossover. Those are the 4 people I know about, and I'm sure there are many more. I believe that some of the map creators from Ark are map creators for this, specifically Evil Mr. Frank. He's responsible for the center map, and it has some beautiful signature elements. Tall spires, islands with stone bridges connected to tall spires, and monumental structures. All of his signatures are in the Atlas world, so that is one person that I don't know for sure is involved, but I believe is involved. So there are at least 4 people that cross over between Wildcard and Grapeshot, and probably a lot more. So for those people directing their hate at Wildcard, you're not entirely wrong. The same people that lead the way and are responsible for all of the Ark delays are essentially responsible for this delay and how they announced it to us, which is not at all, really, not at all. They still haven't announced a delay or apologized for one, except on Discord, and most of you aren't in there, and it got buried in chat, as happens with Discord. Alright guys, so that's all I have to say about this delay. I know I have rambled, and I have asked you for lots of feedback in the comments, probably too much feedback in the comments, but thank you for all the support, for watching my Atlas content, and I will continue to make it and entertain you for the next 2 days. Hopefully on December 21st, we will be able to play Atlas. I will see you then, and I will see you every day in between.